Now, welcome to the second version of this tutorial, and a little bit about the brief of the previous tutorial. I've taken you through in understanding what NL means and understanding what this tutorial entails, and then I've tried to introduce to you the self-hosted starter kit and what it actually means to your self-hosting. I've also tried to explain to you why you need to self-host in your NN and not just working with the cloud, the limitation of the cloud, and the strength of self-hosting your NAN locally. Now, in this tutorial, you're going to be learning how you'll be installing your Docker locally on your machine. And now, the first thing you want to do is to download Docker from the internet. So you just search Docker desktop. We search for Docker desktop. We can see this link www.docker.com. So that's the Docker desktop because we want. So Docker is a software that helps us to run container in which you can use to host your software easily, and you interact with your installation through your local host. Now you just hover your mouse here. So once I hover my mouse here, you can see different types of software. So you have to choose the one that is best for your system. So for my system, so this is what I downloaded for my system. That's my Lenovo Windows 11. So this is what I downloaded. Then for your system, kindly check it online or use any LLM, maybe ChatGPT or anyone to check which one is most compatible for your system. So this is what I downloaded. Now, if you're using Mac, you can check which one is most suitable for your system. And when you download it to your machine, you should have something like this. So this is my Docker desktop installer. As you can see it here, this is my Docker desktop installer. So it's about 500 megabytes. You can see 500 megabytes. So once it is downloaded, double click to install. Now, before you start installing, I want you to prepare your system for the installation. Please, once it is downloaded, don't go ahead and start installing. There are some configuration that we need to ensure that it has taken place before we start installing. So on getting here, the first thing you want to do is to go to your search area on this bottom of my screen here. You want to click search for turn Windows features on and off. This is what you're going to hope. So on your something your Windows machine. So once you're here, there are some features that we need to ensure that you have checked. The first thing is this Hyper-V is checked. So I'll scroll down to another feature that are important for the successful installation machine programs. So then you also check for visual machine. You ensure that it's checked. Then you also scroll down to the last most important one, which is Windows System for WSL. That's Lizard. Important thing you must do. You must ensure that it is also checked. So once these three is checked, it is very important. So the machine is going to make installed to run as a Linux. So then the next step is to now activate your visualization. That is the next step. So you need to identify which one works for the system. For my Lenovo, what actually works is Control F1. So it says I should interrupt the normal startup, which I press enter. So it's entering a setup now. Now, as you can see that I'm in my BIOS. So you figure out which one works for your system. You can ask ChatGPT or you can go online to check which one actually works for your system. Okay, you navigate to security. You can say I'm in security. Then you go down to visualization. So you click on visualization, and in most cases, this will not be enabled. It is because I've configured my system. That's why you find it enabled. So you need to enable the both. But importantly, the first one is the most important. So click on enter and you enable or disable it. So if it is disabled, enable it. So for me, I've enabled it, and you also ensure that yours is also enabled. And that is all we are doing here. So unless this is enabled, you cannot work on Linux system on your Windows machine. So everything we're doing is to ensure that our system is prepared to work as Linux. So let's now exit. So click on enter, save configuration. So if you have enabled whatever you want to enable, you click on OK. But for me, everything is fine. So I'll just click on no. But for you, click on yes and OK. Delete to refresh my system and to boot normal. Now, after that has been done, right, you've worked on your visualization at your BIOS. The next thing you want to do is to work on PowerShell. Now, you go to your search area, then you search for PowerShell. So you hold on until it appears that you can run as administrator. Click on yes. I click on yes. So you're here. So then you'll be interacting with some command. So the first thing you want to check is WSL -install. So if it's the first time, you have to install WSL. So this command is wrong. It says that please use wsl.exe --l to see. So we can say wsl.exe -install. Now it's downloading Ubuntu. So for me, I've installed it and I don't need to reinstall it. So if you have not installed it, be calm until this is done. So so the next stage now, we need to go and install Docker on our machine. So like I said earlier, you must have downloaded your Docker, and here's my Docker. So I'm going to click to install. So the installation phase or stages is very simple. Just going to be accepting anything that it's a request, and it might take a lot of time, but it's going to take a while for all the information to be gathered down to your machine and for everything to be ready. But I want to be sure that you are taking all the stages I've been training in this tutorial from the beginning until where we are today. Unless those things have been done correctly, all the stages, you can install Docker, but Docker is not going to start. I'm telling you, it is not going to start. You'll be having problem with Docker, you'll be having problem with a visual machine that's Ubuntu, you'll be having one or two problems. So for now, let's wait until Docker desktop is successfully installed. Success, my Docker has been installed successfully. So I'm going to click on close, minimize this, and you can see it on my desktop. My Docker has been installed successfully. So I'm going to start it up. So unless you go through every steps in this video exactly the way I've done it, your Docker engine will not start. I've packed together every problem that I've troubleshooted during the installation of my Docker on my machine, which every other persons out there, you are liable to also encounter. I've packed them together in this video, and that is why it takes me a lot of time to take you to and through before you install it. And you can see my Docker engine has been installed successfully. Can we see? I have n8n installed, and that's why you can see it. I have self-hosted AI starter kit installed, that's why you can see it here. And my n8n container is available, that's why you can see it here. Right? So now, for you, you are not going to see this interface. Everything is going to be empty, and you're going to see a couple of boxes here. That's what you will be seeing, unless you've installed this. Now, this is where we'll now go back to where we are coming from. Where were we coming from? We're coming from GitHub. Then see that is giving me WSL integration with distro unexpected. Do you want to start it? context deadline exceeded. Now, when you encounter this issue, it is normal. There is higher possibility that you keep seeing this error. That's why I tell you, number one, this version of my Docker has been expired. Number two, you need to ensure that your system, your piece must not be outdated. You should always be connected to the internet and update your system to up to date. That's number two. Then number three, if you go to updates here, so it takes you down here to where you download. So I'm downloading my updates here, man. So you can see download size 238 megabytes. So the version that I have is 4.37 and the new version is 4.39. So let's hold on and wait for it until it is successful. So my Docker is updated and I'm not receiving that error anymore. So in case you keep receiving the error, the only thing you need to do is, once you are sure that everything is set up the right way, the system is up to date, your Docker version is up to date, everything is up to date, then come to PowerShell and you open it as administrator. So once the PowerShell is opened, so the first thing you want to do, okay, we are still getting the error. That is very fine. That is impressive. So what you want to do is to type wsl.exe space -l to list out the distro that you are on. Fine. So you can see the distro is Ubuntu. So that's fine. So the next thing we want to do is wsl Windows subsidiary .exe -- shut down. So we want to shut down wsl.exe space -d Ubuntu. So fine, this is perfect. Now you can see that we have logged into Ubuntu. So, and this time around everything should work fine. So it's working fine now. It's working perfect now. So what you need to ensure to type is this. So at first, you are sure that it lists out your distro, and your distro is known to be Ubuntu by default. Then the next thing is to write wsl.exe, which is the command for the WSL for the system. Then D, that's your distro, which is what? Ubuntu. So we are launching Ubuntu again. So we are logging into Ubuntu. So why is that's my username? So if you did not set up your username at startup, after you install your Docker, it will ask you to install it. So I've installed to configure your username and password. So I've configured mine as wise and my password as what I know. So once I type this, it logs into my Ubuntu. Now I'm fine. Then after that, I'm not going to see those errors anymore. So here is where we are, and we cannot find any of those errors anymore. So definitely our Docker machine is up and running, active and healthy. It's up to date and everything is fine. So here we are on the container. You can go to the image. So if you have installed these anew, you are not going to see anything here. So thank you. Like this video, subscribe and share to someone who is also business ready. Thank you.